Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be picking up where I left off in the last video. I'm not sure quite how long this one will be. I may run out of time, so it might be a short one, and it might not. We'll see. So, I left off killing the Hive Queen, so I'm just going to turn that in now. One captures Queen. Acquiring the Queen's brain for our research is absolutely imperative. From what we have learned, we believe that these Silithid, quite possibly being controlled by a malign intelligence. I shudder to think what could control something as insidious as Silithid lunacy. Fantastic lunacy. We've won quite the victory here today. It will take some time for us to fully understand what we have here. We'll put it to good we will put it to good use though. Don't you worry about it. As for the Silithid, I genuinely doubt that this was the full extent of their presence. This is much too clean of a resolution, sorry to say. Calm before the storm. My recent findings and the knowledge we have gained here today needs to reach hands that can quite possibly do something with it. As resourceful as we are here in Gajitsan, we can't do this alone. Take my latest report back to Garcinia, Spirit Light in Darnassus. She's still at the Temple of the Moon, is she not? She's got friends who are Alliance bigwigs. If we can get them involved in this lunacy, then we just might make it out of this alive. And go figure, because I just came from Darnassus, the end of the last video, and my Hearthstone is still off, or still on cooldown. So what I'm gonna do is teleport to Moonblade, because I think I also have a quest to turn in over there. And I can just fly over relatively quickly. Oh no, it wasn't Moonglade. It's Winter Spring. That's okay. I'll just fly over to Darnassus from here. I feel like somebody is supposed to have a quest. Oh, I took the quest from him. I don't remember what it was, but it might have been that thing that I have to turn in like Burning Steps. I noticed it when I went to Blackrock Spire. Had something over there. It might be that I picked up from him. I'm pretty sure I should eventually get a quest for my improved flight form, but I may have to spend the 5k gold to get 300 riding. So right now I'm only 225. I have all these quest completes over here, but they're all for like very spread out objectives. Yeah, I definitely think I want to do Dustwell Marsh next. And then probably Angoro Crater. I forgot a Wailing Caverns quest, it looks like. I have a feeling that'll be its own video, since Wailing Caverns is such a big dungeon. I feel like it takes forever, and I feel like I was already in there for one of my videos a little while back, and it was pretty much the entire video, because that's how big that place is. They are fools, Lucy. They cannot even think to look around them for a greater threat. Their irrational hatred of the Horde will be the end of us all. I do not know how much more proof I can give them of the Silithid threat, short of dropping them in one of the hives so they can see for themselves. I'm sorry you bring news for my attention. Oh, can I read that? No. While I genuinely appreciate this, I am not sure what good it will do us. The Alliance ignores threats from any other source, from any source other than the Horde. Even our own leaders here in Darnassus cannot agree on what exactly this threat is. Fools like Fandral Staghelm theorize that the Silithid are nothing like the threat from the ancient past I claim them to be. His ignorance is only surpassed by his arrogance. You have seen the threat yourself, Lunacy. We must remain committed to defeating the Silithid. Lunacy, your health has been immeasurable. The time will come, no doubt, when I'll ask for your assistance against the Silithid once more. We must absorb what we have learned in Angoro. I fear that my assumptions that the Silithid originated from Angoro are now wrong. But that indeed there is a far stronger presence somewhere. Take this note to Adriana at the bank. She'll give you something from my vault that should be viewed as a token of my gratitude. Thank you for your assistance, brave druid. I wonder what it is that she'll give me. Illuminadore, druid. What may I do for you today? This bank voucher authorizes me to withdraw an item from Gracina's White Merit's account with us and present it to you. Congratulations would seem to be in order. Alright. There's so many random things. Little spaces in there. I think I'm gonna fly to Dustwallow Marsh now. I think it's time. I still have 13 quests in my log, but a lot of them are very spread out. And I do not like the route that they are making me take to go to Dustwallow. I really wish that Ratchet was a connecting flight, but it's making me go all the way to Feralass. It's straight over, I guess. So, sheesh. I'll probably just start in this spot by the flight path and see what it gives me. I'm sure it'll send me out and about near these. Tiara of the Deep. A dungeon quest. That sounds like something that's gonna send me to Moradon, if I remember correctly. Which, oh, my Manta. I went into Moradon when I was doing my achievements for the Lunar Festival, and it never ceases to make me hate going in Moradon. The dungeon itself is fine if you're doing like a dungeon finder, but actually getting to that dungeon and going into it, I absolutely despise it. You have to go into a temple that is just one gigantic maze, and there are several entrances, each to different parts of the dungeon, that just make it so tedious that I dislike doing it every single time I have to. So, more than likely, I will be doing that while I'm not recording, just because of how time consuming it is. It's almost as bad as Blackrock Spire was. I am so tempted by this AQ40 run. Because I do need those mounts. There are 4. If they are still looking by the end of this video, I will be joining them, but since it's vanilla content, I don't imagine that they're going to need very many people, so they might not be looking by the time I'm finished. Sorry, I'm a little snuffly today. I'd say we're a third of the way there. Maybe farther. this is where Moradon is. And it looks like there are a couple quests outside of it for the dungeon as well. I have to admit, I'm not really looking forward to the Desolate's quests. I really don't like the zone aesthetically. It's just kind of like a barren wasteland in my opinion. I get that it's kind of like the ruins of the Naga, Night Elf vibe and the sea trolls and stuff, which are cool, but I don't like the illness to the area. This here is the type of environment that I really enjoy questing in usually. Not necessarily with the mountainous aspect of it, but I do really like the lush green, beautiful zones over the desolate ones. Almost there. Kind of. This is one hell of a flight path. That's why I just cut the video off when I was flying from Darnassus to Fidget Sand, because it's just like a 10-minute taxi. it is nice scenery along the way. It's just kind of hard to have very much to say in the meantime when no story is really happening and there's nothing to read. It's like we have arrived at our destination, finally. Now I'm going to see what they have to offer. Wanted, Orclaw the Ravenous. Travelers and steam wheel personnel working in the field are advised to avoid the Bloodfen Burrow to the west of town. The area is overrun with raptors led by the cruel and cunning Orclaw the Ravenous, who has already killed at least 2 steam wheel engineers. Drazit Dripvalve has authorized a generous reward to be paid to the individual who rids Mudsprocket of this menace. Bloodfen Feathers. Are you startled by Brock's presence here, little night elf? Don't worry. Goblins at Mudsprocket are Brock's friends, and you can be too. Brock left Brackenwell Village. A new overlord might take revenge against Black Dragonkin for destroying Old Home and killing many of Brock's old friends. Brog come here to lay friends' spirit to rest and avenge them, but Brog need help preparing. For ritual, Brog need feathers with strong magic, like ones worn by raptors at Bloodfen Burrow to the west of town. And I'm just going to kind of read through what it was they were just talking about. I thought we talked about this, Brog. You can't stay in this building. Sure, it can house you, but there's no room for anyone else. You said Brog could stay here. You promised Brog you'd help regain Stonewall Clan Mound. Yes, we said you can stay here. This building is our headquarters. All of our manuals and blueprints are stored here. But this is the only building that fit Brog. Goblins make buildings too small. I'm inclined to say they made ogres too big. I can see I'm not going to convince you to move now, but don't think this is permanent. Aw, poor Brog. He's just trying to live life after He was kicked out of his home. Catch a dragon by the tail. With the Zeppelin crash delaying supplies, we've run out of medicines and bandages. We're making use of what we can, but between all the insects, the injuries, and the enemies we're encountering here, we can barely keep up. I found one herb that seems to help heal wounds and dull pain, but it too is in short supply. It's called wormtail, and it's abundant in the Dragonmark and Wormbog areas east of town. Plants themselves are made of coiled stalks and seem to pulsate when you look at them. So I kind of seem to spawn all over the place. I know that each of these is not a sure one, but it is a spawn point of them. Maybe all of them do have one spawned at it. It doesn't seem to be a very popular quest, so I can probably knock it out pretty quick, thankfully. Don't mind me. Seems like both of these are in the same spot, which sounds about right since the named mob is the leader. Seems like they would be hanging out together. One that. One not. There we go. And their leader should be up here, it looks like. Perfect. I feel like it's just so much stuff like hanging in your line of view in this area with all the stuff like from the trees and all that. Maybe that's why I don't usually quest here, I don't know. I'm sure I'll know by the end of this zone though, for sure. Did you find any of the wormtail? Thank you. This will keep our guys going out in the field until Moxie returns with the rest of the supplies from the Zeppelin crash. Brog looks at you hopefully. You bring Brog feathers? Brog accepts the feathers. Brog pleased with these feathers. Very strong magic. Brog not know what raptors do to give feathers power, but raptor feathers always best for ritual. Banner of the Stone Wall. When the dragons came and took over Brog's old home, Stonemaw ogres fled and left everything behind, including Clan's banner. Brog knows banner was kept deep in Stonemaw Overground, but these days it's called Den of Flame. Brog must have Clan Banner to get his revenge on dragons who killed his friends. Brog's clan's old mound, Den of Flame, is northwest of Mudsprocket and crawling with Dragonkin. Banner will be deep inside the cave. Be careful, Lunacy. The essence of enmity. To make the totem Brog will need for his ritual, he must use the essences of the creatures who killed his friends. The hate and anger of Brog's enemies will feel the magic of his vengeance. Track down Firemane Ash-tails, Scouts, or Scalebaits, and use Brog's totem on their corpses. Only when the dragon can die will they give up their essences. The creatures you seek swarm over the Den of Flame to the northwest and the Stonemaw ruins to the north. Hunted, Goreclaw the Ravenous. Thank goodness someone's finally taken me up on that offer. I was just thinking that I might need to triple the reward to get that stupid raptor killed, and our budget couldn't afford that. Of course he was gonna just triple it, but he didn't. Let's see. I think it's just the random dragonkin. I don't know if it's the little ones. I saw one earlier over here. Let's see if it's still there. And if that is indeed... No, that's not what he's looking for. It's a hatchling. Is it the more grown-up ones? These ones? Yeah, it's these. The grown-up ones. They are not wanting to drop that close. Oh, I see what it is. I see. It's really weird that it's not popping up the same way that they normally do. As far as the progress, normally it'll say like, here we go. It'll say on the screen, it'll pop up like 6 out of 10 completed, but it's only saying it over here. As long as I'm getting credit for it, I don't mind, but it's just weird. She's floating, it's neat. Alright, so that's done. What did she give me? Oh, I think she does it level 60 and then level 80. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna pick those up because they're for a raid, and I'm not able to do that right now. Oh, there's no point in me taking up the space in my quest log for that. I think I'm gonna probably get this. Well, I probably don't need to record myself getting the banner. It's in a cave, so it might take a little bit. I do have to end the video here though. So, if you've made it this far in the video, I would love if you would consider subscribing or liking the video. And I hope you guys have a good night and sweet dreams. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!